Hey, what's up guys? So we're back with another Star Wars reaction video. If you're new channel, welcome. Now we're going to be checking out another video by Red5, so shout out and credit goes to Red5 as always for providing great content. If you guys haven't already, go check out his channel and you can see other videos that he posted that I haven't seen or reacted or reviewed on my channel yet. But this one is called Every Single Republic Starfighter Type / Variant. Now I'm seeing some of the fighters on the thumbnail already. And it looks like one of them is the Jedi Starfighter, and the other one is the Arc Starfighter. Here, you know what? I gotta enlarge it because this thing is small LSL. Let's see, Arc 170 fighter that we saw in Revenge of the Sith, and also the Y-wing. To be honest, the first time I ever saw the Y-wing, it was in Episode 4. A New Hope. So I thought the Y-wing was originated by the Rebel Alliance. I didn't know that it was originated from the clones, and that was just mind-blowing to me. The first time I saw Delta 7, which was pretty much the Starfighter that the Jedi use, the first time I ever saw that was one of the games that came out a long time ago called Jedi Starfighter. So I mean, this brings back a lot of memories, and it's just crazy like where some of them originated. But like I said, the most crazy thing for me is the fact that the Y-wing was originated from the Republic, not the Rebel Alliance. So without anything else, let's just jump into the video.
The Galactic Republic's Starfighter Corps took to the skies and stars against the droid ships of the Confederacy of Independent Systems during the Clone Wars. As such, they developed many Starfighter models for the Jedi and clone pilots to utilize. Today, we're taking a look at them all. This is every single Republic Starfighter type and variant explained. The V-19 Torrent. The first interceptor prominently used by the Republic Navy during the early days of the Clone Wars was the V-19 Torrent, seen in the Malevolence campaign and the battles of Christophsis, Ryloth, Camino, and Sullust. This ship was rushed into service almost immediately after the Battle of Geonosis, as the Republic rushed to combat Separatist droid ships. The V-19 was fast and sturdy, featuring a flat, broad fuselage with a cockpit mounted on its aft. It was equipped with 3 engines
It kind of
and
reminds me of
folding
the
strike
B-wing
foils
in a
or
way.
wings. The craft's armament included a pair of wingtip-mounted laser cannons, as well as 2 hull-mounted concussion missile launchers. The V-19 Torrent did not come equipped with a shield generator, but it made up for this with thick armor, a sturdy hull, and impressive top speeds. Initial models were not equipped with a hyperdrive, as they docked on Venator-class Star Destroyers for interplanetary transport. Republic
so they're pretty much
technicians
like
later
TIE
added
fighters.
Class 1 hyperdrives to some, which were specifically used for escort missions. Other V-19s were also modified to use hyperspace docking rings. Behind the scenes, the design for the V-19 Torrent was inspired by the real-life Vought F-4U Corsair, an American plane used primarily during World War I and the Korean War. The Arc 170.
I didn't know that.
The aggressive reconnaissance 170 Starfighter was a heavy ship that saw widespread use towards the end of the Clone Wars, essentially replacing the V-19 Torrent. It was also an early relative of the X-Wing, along with another ship that we'll get to shortly. The Arc 170 also typically deployed from Venators and was often sent deep within enemy territory. Because of this, the ship was equipped with a hyperdrive, as well as powerful sensors, scanners, and jammers within its nose. The Arc 170 also possessed an S-foil system on its wings, which helped to radiate heat, aid the fighter's shielding,
like the X-wing,
and allow for additional stability during atmospheric operations. The Arc 170 boasted an armament consisting of dual wingtip laser cannons and proton torpedo launchers. It was crewed by 3 individuals: a pilot, co-pilot who fired the forward-facing lasers, and a
the guy
gunner
with the
which
tail gunner
operated the cannon at the rear, as well as an astromech droid. One Arc 170 being shot down meant the death of 3 clones, which is why the Republic usually employed single-seat starfighters. As with other ships, it was common for elite pilots to customize their arcs with elaborate designs. Winter is the perfect time to cozy up and dive into a new video game, which is exactly what I've been doing with Raid Shadow Legends, the sponsor of today's video. Raid Shadow Legends is a free-to-play RPG on both mobile and PC.
How's this tying into
in Raid, there are over
the Starfighter?
800 champions for you to collect and fight with, ranging from lizard-like creatures to elves, orcs, dwarves, and demons. By clicking the link in the description and downloading Raid Shadow Legends, you'll get a head start on the competition.
I played
with
Raid just
two
a little
bonus
bit, but I
champions.
haven't.
Lightsworn, an epic champion
but I
from
don't
the
have it
Sacred
anymore.
Order
I
with
just played
an
it just a little
increased
bit.
defense buff.
Out of
Plus,
curiosity.
at level 15, you'll
I mean, it's
receive
not bad, but
Juliana, another epic champion and boss killer from the Sacred Order. We also have additional bonus codes for you to enter for another free champion. New raid players can redeem one of the following 3, so choose wisely. Raid for Kellen to get the epic champion Kellen the Shrike from the Sylvan Watchers faction. Get Oboro for the epic champion Oboro from the Shadowkin faction, and Raid for Mord for the epic champion Mordecai. New and existing players can also claim the rare champion Preserver with the code ILOVERAID. So what are you waiting for? Click my link in the description or scan my QR code to get 3 free epic champions, plus a rare champion from any of the mentioned codes. Once you're in and crushing your enemies, come find me under the name Red5YT and join the Red Squadron clan. We'll be legends together.
Oh,
I'll
wow.
see you on the battlefield. The Z95 Headhunter. Seeing action from the
He has his
Battle of
own
Mubarak
clan
to
and
the end
everything
of the
on
war
there.
and beyond, the versatile Z95 Headhunter became one of the most popular forms of Republic air
this fighter
support.
was the predecessor
variant
for
used by
the
the
X-Wings.
Republic Navy was designed specifically to take advantage of the physical and mental capabilities of clone pilots. The ship was fast and agile, also armed with dual wingtip laser cannons and concussion missile launchers. Each gave the fighter a punch well out of proportion to its size. Looking incredibly close to an X-Wing with its S-foils locked, the Headhunter was a clear precursor to the later craft, but still saw its own share of use well into the Galactic Civil War and beyond. The V-Wing. Officially the Alpha 3 Nimbus-class V-Wing, this starfighter was a sharp and wedge-shaped craft. Cutting-edge technology was used to give the V-Wing impressive maneuverability. Specifically, 2 vertically placed engines allowed for it to turn incredibly fast. While not equipped with a hyperdrive, the V-Wing did possess a shield generator. Unlike the ARC 170, it was flown by a single pilot, accompanied by an astromech. To maximize power for speed and agility, the cockpit was not pressurized, meaning pilots had to wear a sealed flight suit and life support
isn't this
system. The wings, which were located
first
at either
designed
side
before,
of the V-Wing and reached
TIE
above
fighters?
and below the craft, were the ship's most distinguishable feature. They folded 90 degrees when landing. In terms of combat, the V-Wing was a clone pilot's best option when it came to dogfights with separatist fighters, specifically with its improved maneuverability compared to that of the ARC 170. It was armed with twin swiveling laser cannons on either side. There were 2 sub-variants of the V-Wing as follows. The Alpha 3B Besh, which added projectile weapons to allow the fighter to serve as a
I didn't know
bomber.
there was different
The Alpha
ones.
3E Esk, that was equipped with ion weapons to act as a pursuit craft. With the conclusion of the Clone Wars and the aftermath of Order 66, V-Wings continued to see extensive use under the Galactic Empire during its early years, before it was eventually replaced by the TIE Fighter line. The Delta 7 Ether Sprite. Often
There it is, the
referred to
Jedi
as the
Starfighter.
Jedi Interceptor, the Delta 7 Ether Sprite was designed specifically with the Jedi in mind. The Delta 7's designers worked with the Jedi Order to create a starfighter with fewer internal systems than other ships, and focused on making the controls as responsive as possible due to the Jedi's heightened reflexes that came with force sensitivity. An elite transport, the arrowhead-shaped vessel could accommodate a single pilot and an integrated astromech unit, as it was too thin for a full astromech socket. The Delta 7 was also not equipped with a hyperdrive, making use of hyperdrive rings for interplanetary transport. The starfighter was fitted with 2 twin-barrel laser cannons. Eventually, the Delta 7B variant was introduced and saw widespread use throughout the Clone Wars. It featured a relocated full astromech droid slot, enlarged hull, and a set of pop-out S-foils
right.
for certain maneuvers. The
It was on the side and
ETA-2
now it's in the middle.
Actis, the
Here we go.
successor to the Delta 7 Ether
I have a
Strike,
Lego
the
version of this.
ETA-2 Actis class light interceptor was a small vessel that possessed superior firepower. Like the Ether Sprite, it lacked a hyperdrive and made use of rings. However, unlike the Delta 7, initial models did not come equipped with shields, relying on agility and speed for defense. The ETA-2 featured wings with upper and lower S-foils, opened to shed excess heat from
Kinda
the
looks like
ship's
the TIE
engine,
Advanced Fighter.
primarily during intense combat. The ETA-2 was armed with 2 laser cannons and 2 ion cannons, which fired bursts of plasma plasma that caused temporary electrical disruptions to their target. The ship saw extensive use during the latter end of the Clone Wars, most notably by Anakin Skywalker and Obi-Wan Kenobi during the Battle of Coruscant. The BTL-B Y-Wing.
I think that's when it was
line that
introduced
eventually
the first time when people saw it.
The BTL-A4 Y-Wings used by the Rebel Alliance during the Galactic Civil War, the BTL-B Y-Wing was a mainstay of the Republic Navy during the Clone Wars. The BTL-B Y-Wing was intended to serve as a combination starfighter and long-range bomber. Its distinctive ion engines giving it its Y shape. The Republic version was different from the later Rebel variant in two visually distinct ways. Firstly, it featured a tailgunner-operated rotating bubble turret. The Republic-era Y-Wing also featured far more armor, as by the time the Rebellion began to use their Y-Wings, it had to be removed after every mission for repairs due to the Y-Wing's age. This led the Rebel Alliance to just strip the craft of its outer shell entirely. Y-Wings saw extensive service over the course of the Clone Wars. Used effectively against enemy capital ships, Y-Wing bombing runs contributed to Republic victories, breaking many blockades, and making way for ground troop advancements. Y-Wings earned a reputation for durability and firepower, with veterans such as Captain Rex remembering them as solid in combat, even as he flew one after the war. The N-1 Starfighter. Though not as widely used by the Republic Navy, it felt wrong not to include the N-1 Starfighter, given its importance in the Phantom Menace especially. The single-seat patrol craft was developed for use by the Naboo Royal Security Forces for duties such as defense, patrol, and escorting. The sleek craft demonstrated the marriage of art and function present in Naboo technology. The N-1 boasted 2 engines and a hyperdrive and was armed with offensive weaponry that consisted of 2 blaster cannons and integrated proton torpedo launchers. An astromech slot was positioned in the rear of the cockpit. The N-1 also featured an autopilot system and defensive shielding. The ship's central tail acted as a power collector and received energy from onboard generators when it was not in use. The ship's 2 outer pods served as heat sinks for the engines. Anakin Skywalker notably flew the N-1 during the Battle of Naboo, destroying a Lucrehulk-class droid control ship, the Cord-class Starfighter. Now onto some of the lesser-known Republic fighters. The Cord-class was a high-speed interceptor armed with a single laser cannon. However, it was cheap, fragile, and underarmed, which is why it was quickly phased out in favor of the V-19 Torrent. PTB and NTB bombers. NTB-630 naval and PTB-625 planetary bombers were rare variants of the ARC-170. The NTB-630 was created to deliver its payloads while engaged in space battles, boasting increased maneuverability, allowing it to get close to capital ships and avoid their turbo lasers as it executed bombing runs. The PTB-625 was designed specifically for planetary bombing. Both ships were used sparingly during the Outer Rim sieges. But that about does it for the main production ships utilized by the Grand Army of the Republic's Naval Corps during the Clone Wars. Let us know your favorite in the comments, as well as what type of ship we should cover next. Those of another faction may be gunships and shuttles, perhaps Star Destroyers or capital ships. Don't forget to download Raid Shadow Legends using the link in the description. Come join us to chat more at our community Discord server, linked in the description. If you enjoyed today's Star Wars video, we've got more on the screen for you right now. Also make sure to drop a like, and if you're new to the channel, hit subscribe to join the Red Squadron. Until next time, thanks for watching, and may the Force be with you. Red 5, standing by.
Okay, so to answer this question, which Republic Starfighter type is my favorite? I would have to go with the Delta 7, because I grew up watching that fighter. The first time I ever played it was, like I said, in Jedi Starfighter, which is a very old game. And I did watch it in Attack of the Clones. And Attack of the Clones was one of the Star Wars movies I actually saw many, many times. So that's why I think it's mostly based on nostalgia and the fact that I think it's a little bit because of their smooth design and things like that. So that would probably be my choice as favorite Republic Starfighter. But which one's your favorite? Please put down in the comments below. So that's all I got today, guys. So thank you guys for tuning in, and thank you guys for watching. And as always, shout out and credit goes to Red5 for the video. And also hit that notification bell so you know when I drop the next video. And also thank you to all my members, subscribers, viewers. You guys are amazing. You guys are the reason why this channel keeps on going. So until then, I'll see you guys next time.